All right, let's talk about something you've probably got in your pocket right now, a simple coin. We're going to start with this everyday object, and I promise you, by the end of this, you'll see how it reveals something truly surprising about math, about how we make decisions, and, believe it or not, about what you truly want.
So to get us started, let's jump right into a really high-stakes scenario. I mean, imagine your life is literally on the line. You have to make a bet, and your survival completely depends on a coin flip. But it's not quite that simple. There are some very specific rules.
Okay, so what's your answer? What number do you pick? Are you going to go with a small number of flips, or do you go with a really, really big one? Just take a second. What's your gut screaming at you is the safest bet to get that perfect 50-50 split?
Now, if you're like most people, your brain probably goes straight to one place. Go big or go home, right? 1,000 flips, maybe even 1,000,000. And the logic, it feels totally solid. We've all grown up hearing that classic phrase that seems to explain it all. Yeah, that one. This idea is practically hardwired into us. It just feels right that if you get a bunch of heads in a row, tails must be due. So the more you flip, the more it should all smooth out into a perfect 50-50 balance. It feels like the safest choice, but I'm telling you, that feeling is a statistical trap.
The actual correct answer is, well, it's the exact opposite of what most of us think. It's completely counterintuitive. In this life or death game, betting on the long run is actually the worst possible thing you could do. The right answer is, and you might not believe this, the smallest number you can possibly pick. That's it. Just 2. Your absolute best shot at survival comes from flipping that coin just twice. I know, it sounds completely backward, but the math doesn't lie. And it all boils down to a really important but subtle difference in how we think about probability. Okay, so here's the mental switch you have to make. It's true that the overall percentage, the distribution of heads and tails, gets closer and closer to 50-50 the more you flip. But the chance of landing on an exact 50-50 split, the precise same number of heads as tails, that chance actually gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Let me put it this way. If you flip a coin 1,000 times, yeah, you're almost certainly going to land somewhere around 500 heads. But landing on that number exactly, 500 heads and 500 tails on the dot, whoa, the odds are awful. It's only about 2%. Why? Because there are just so many other ways for it to come out. And this chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. With just 2 flips, what can happen? Heads, heads, tails, tails. Heads, tails, or tails, heads. 2 of those 4 give you a perfect split. That's a 50% chance to live. Now, compare that to the tiny little sliver of a chance you have with 1,000 flips. Suddenly, the choice is pretty obvious, isn't it? Okay, so we've cracked the math puzzle. Pretty cool, right? But what if I told you this isn't just a brain teaser? This same simple coin flip can actually become the foundation for a whole personal philosophy, one that uses the coin not for calculating odds, but for finding personal clarity. It's a concept called flippism. And yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. On the surface, it just seems like a recipe for total and utter chaos. You just hand over your entire life, what you eat for breakfast, which job you take, who you marry, to a random piece of metal. I mean, that sounds like a surefire way to drive your life straight off a cliff, right? But what if the point isn't actually to obey the coin? What if the coin is really a tool for listening to something else, something inside of you? And this is where things get really fascinating, because some psychologists have found this amazing twist on the idea. Instead of just blindly following what the coin says, you use it as a kind of psychological tool to figure out what you already know deep down. This right here is the secret sauce. This is where the whole idea flips on its head. The outcome of the coin toss, whether it's heads or tails, it doesn't actually matter at all. What matters is your immediate, gut-level emotional reaction to that outcome. So here's how you do it. Let's say you're totally stuck on a big decision. Should I take this new job offer? So you assign it. Heads means yes, you take the job. Tails means no, you stay put. You flip the coin, and it lands on heads. Now, in that split second, what do you feel? Is it a rush of excitement, relief? Or is it a sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach, a little pang of agony? That feeling, that's your real answer. See? The coin isn't a fortune teller. It doesn't make the decision for you. It's more like a mirror. It just breaks through all the noise in your head, all the overthinking and the anxiety. It forces a potential reality on you for just a second, and your immediate reaction to that reality shows you the decision you'd already made in your heart.
And that just leaves us with this really cool idea to chew on, doesn't it? We started out with a simple coin and a tricky math problem, and we ended up with a powerful tool for self-discovery. So it makes you wonder, what else, maybe sitting on our desks or in our pockets right now, could be used in a similar way to cut through the noise and show us what we truly want?